When we arrived during the middle of the week, we had brought some stuff here from the storage unit to put in this one cabin behind me. And when we entered the cabin, there were ants all along the edge. They had just come up. And so we sprayed really good inside, outside. We put ant killer all around the cabin. And so today, good news, we opened the door, no ants. So what we're going to do is we bought some caulking, and we're going to go around all in the inside where all the wood meets the panel, and we're going to caulk it. And where the panels meet each other, we're going to caulk all seams to assure that the ants can't get in again in the future. And so that's what we're going to do. Also, we did stop at the storage unit before we came up here, and we filled the bed of the truck as well as the bed of the trailer, and we are going to put more stuff in this cabin here to store. This one cabin we've designated for all the excess kitchen stuff, things like barbecue utensils and big frying pans or big pots, and the crock pot or the Instapot, the mixers and the blenders and the waffle irons and all of that stuff that you really want but you can't store on an RV. And so we're gonna put shelves in there, and we're gonna put the appliances on there. In a sense, we're calling it a kitchen cottage, but you could actually call it an appliance graveyard. You know, somewhere where you have all these appliances, you don't use them but once in a while, and then you put them away in a place to store. And in some cases, you never use them again. It ends up being a graveyard. But anyhow, that's where all that stuff's gonna go. We have a lot of dishes and things. We have enough dishes for 16. We are only keeping a set of 8 on the RV, so the other 8 will go out here. And then of course, there's all kinds of other things that we will keep in there as storage, and they'll be convenient for us, but they'll have a place to go. And as you can see, Lee's pulling the truck around right now with the boxes we have to unload, and so we'll unload those into that cabin. After, though, we do have to caulk it first. Okay, the first thing we have to do before we start caulking the inside of the cabin is remove the stuff we put in here during the middle of the week from the storage unit. So we're putting all that stuff on a tarp, and then we will come back in here, caulk the whole thing. But also, we have 5 boxes of linoleum wood planks. And we bought them for just a couple of bucks a piece at Walmart on a clearance, and it may not be quite enough to do the floor in here, but it may be just perfect to do the floor in here. And so we're going to go ahead and put the planks down on the floor. They're the stick-on kind, and before we go ahead and put the shelves in there and then put the boxes in there with the appliances and whatnot, to just give that floor just a little extra whatever protection. We're still not doing the sheetrock inside and finishing off the cabin, because at this point, again, it is storage, and our main goal is just to empty the sheds, the storage shed, so we can save some money. And so it'll still be a while before these are actually what we'd call usable or workable cabins. But that's our plan right now. Lee is unloading the stuff we put in, and I'm gonna get ready to start caulking.
Don't forget when you're done with the run to
Release this.
release it. And we'll
This
just
goes up in the air or down low?
I usually do it this way.
So I was just asking.
I can do it the easy way. I'm gonna install these vents that they gave us. One thing we discovered, it's only 70 degrees today, and when we opened these buildings up, they were very hot inside. There's no vents. I didn't install the vents yet. So I'm going to install these. I'm still trying to decide whether to install them from the inside so they look a little better, or from the outside. I'm really wanting to install them from the inside, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I've got to cut a hole so that the louvers of the vent will stick through the hole and not get smashed down. So I haven't done my measurements yet, but we'll get started and see how that goes. All right, the way I did that was to use the frame of the outer edge of the frame of the vent as the leveled marking device, and nice and square. And then I measured a 1/2 inch in all the way around, so that when I cut it out, the vents will sit in there without getting crushed. So I'm going to use my circular saw to cut the primary holes, but anybody that's used a circular saw before knows that the blade's round, so you can't go all the way to the edge or you'll overcut on this side. So what you do is you cut to the line, and then I'll use a hand panel saw. So it's a paneling saw. It's very fine. It's made for cutting this kind of stuff. I used it on the garage, and I've used it on this here for cutting little pieces. It's as narrow as the hole or the slot that the blade will leave. So you really won't be able to tell when I'm done. Yeah, I talked about a paneling saw. That's what this is right here. You can pick them up at your local hardware stores, and they're very fine tooth, very flat. You really can't cut like 2x4s with them because they won't clear enough path to get through them. But they work really good for paneling. What do you think? Inside or outside?
Huh.
All right, decisions made. We tried it on the inside, we tried it on the outside. One of the things that we didn't consider when we cut out the hole was the raw wood. And I'm not in the mindset to go put all the painting equipment together and mix the paint and spray just the outer, the inner edge of that raw wood. So I'm going to paint these the trim color and then put them on the outside. Well, we're getting ready to lay some flooring in. It's planks. So I started off by drawing a center line down the middle of the building. That way I have a squared line to work off of on both sides. But I do need to measure the planks and make sure where they're going to come out on the walls. Whether or not I need to start on the center line or just off.
Okay, as you see, we've started the floor. Lee kind of explained where he's going with that. But we found out that we did not buy peel and stick flooring. We bought snap-in flooring. And so our logic behind how we were going to do it changed up a little bit because of the way it's going to snap into place. But what we've decided to is stagger each joint. And so he's taking half the boards and cutting them in half. That way we will have it staggered, a full board, and we'll put a half board, then this one will have a full board, and this one will have a half board. You get the idea, and we'll show you a little bit as Lee gets to that point. And anyway, I know we're putting the cart before the horse by not doing the walls before we do the floor, but we will be tracking in and out. We don't want the raw floor getting muddy and all that good stuff. This floor right here, we can clean and everything else if it gets all mucked up. And we have that extra layer of protection between what we're putting in and what we're already have down, as I'm going blank in my mind. Anyway, if the floor doesn't turn out very well, if it doesn't work for long term, it's okay. We only paid a little bit of money for this flooring, like I said, and we just need a good storage area at this point. And so that's what we're doing.
So you're not supposed to use a metal hammer on this vinyl flooring. I don't have my my rubber mallet. I'm not sure where it is. It's probably in storage. So I use a wooden block and the hammer, unless I need to just detail it a little closer to the edge. But it seems to be working.
Okay, we barely have any sun. Lee's at the end. It looks great. And we're gonna clean things up. Tomorrow's a new day, and good news, Ann and Bernil are coming to help us again, and bet we can get that paint done on the trim and some other odds and ends done around while they're here. Be sure to like, share, and comment on anything that you'd like to comment on that's creative or a little bit of helpfulness. By the way, thank you very much for letting us know. One of our subscribers let us know that we are cutting with loppers, not cloppers. And so thank you very much for that. And hey, we'll see you next time on the homestead. God bless you. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, Lee.
Bye now. Don't forget, God loves you, so do we.